Hi guys, it's Elaine, the Animal Reiki lady. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. It's great to see you. We're going to hang tight for a second and let the little notification go out that I've gone live because we have a really important topic to talk about today. And I have tagged somebody in this. And hello, hi, I see you joining me. It's so good to see you. And thanks for commenting. You guys, you know what to do, right? And especially in this particular video, if questions come up, don't hesitate to put your questions in the comments because I'll answer them at the end. Or if I try not to get distracted, but sometimes I read them as I'm going through. And so for those of you who may be catching this for the first time, my name's Elaine. And for those of you who are catching this on the replay or are very familiar with me, just be patient for a second or two. My name is Elaine. I'm the Animal Reiki lady, and I help people make deeper connections with the animals in their life. I like to say that we raise our own consciousness by connecting with animals. There is just a really interesting shift that's going on in our whole relationship with the animals that share our life. They have so much to teach us, but sometimes, every once in a while, something happens that really sends us for a loop, like a dog or a cat goes missing. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to also introduce the topic of pet psychics. So this is for it was inspired by one very special person who reached out yesterday to ask for my assistance in helping to locate a missing dog. And this does happen frequently. You guys know that I spent many months when I lived in Conifer at the Intermountain Humane Society working with shelter dogs and dogs who had been lost and were missing and were brought to the shelter. So I do understand, and I recently helped a beautiful friend down in Costa Rica whose dog also went missing, not necessarily missing, but bolted out the gate. And there are things that we can do to help bring those animals back into our life. But I really want to talk about some things that might not be, let's see, what's the best word for it? Not distressing, but it's probably not the news that you're thinking about, and it's probably not what you're thinking of as I share this information. All right, so let's talk about this. When pets go missing. And hello, Liz, it's great to see you. Bridget, great to see you. Let's see if I can see anybody else. Okay, I got my little readers on here so I can look at the pictures. Look at me, Liz. I see, someone who I don't recognize. Oh, well, that's okay. Hello, everybody. It's really good to see you. Thanks for the love hearts. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this. When dogs and cats go missing. When they go missing, it takes a piece of our heart with us. And I've got this. I'm going to use this as an example. This is Winston. Winston was my rescue. I call him my rescue. And he was with me for 2.5 years. And he passed this summer in August. And so I keep a piece of him by my heart all the time. But Winston fits into this story about when pets go missing because Winston showed up at my doorstep with no collar, no microchip. We posted him everywhere. We posted everything. I went to every possible Humane Society shelter, all the community websites. That's what I'm looking for. And we were not able to find his human family and his human companions. And the veterinarian, based on his health conditions, believed that he might have been abandoned. But regardless, I wanted to help him find his family. The veterinarian said he might only survive after what he'd been through. He had clearly been out on his own for a while. And with that and his current health conditions, the veterinarian suspected that he might not make it for more than a couple of weeks, maybe through the summer. And he ended up being with me for 2.5 years. And why does that matter for this? Because there are those of us out there who will care for your animal as if they were our own. That was my whole purpose, was to love that dog as if he was with his family. And that's what we did. Anyhow, so let's talk about this. When pets go missing, I always say this, every animal comes into our life for a reason and they leave our life for a reason. This is the part that I think is the unexpected information that people don't really consider. Every single animal we consider them to be sentient beings. They are on a journey just like we are on a journey. We welcome them into our life. They come into our life. We love them with all of our heart. But we need to remember that they are their own being and they have a journey and they're here for a reason just as we are here for a reason. When they come into our life and they share their love and it's a beautiful space and we love each other so fully and so completely, it can be heartbreaking when they go missing. So either sometimes we maybe a door was left open or a gate was left open, or they bolt off their lead, or they're out in the backyard and they somehow escape. They are on a very specific journey, and we need to embrace that journey and let that journey unfold as it's meant to unfold. That's the first piece. And we're going to get back to how you can bring them back into your life. We're going to talk about that. Liz says, I've never thought about this. Interesting, right? So they are all on their own journey. Even the shelter dogs that have been abandoned or surrendered and are now in a shelter, they are also on a journey. They're on a journey to teach all of us something. And every animal that we connect with is teaching us something. And I know, I'm sorry guys, I have to drink. I'm in Colorado. It's so dry that I've got to do this every once in a while. And if you prefer, I'll do it off camera. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, so I've made myself a few notes here so that I hit all the things that I want to talk about. Number one, they're on their own journey. And even though it's painful, we want to respect their journey. Okay. The second thing is pet psychics. So this came up yesterday. Do I hire a pet psychic or an animal communicator to help me find my lost pet? There is nothing wrong with that, and yes, you absolutely can. All of the things that I've experienced with Reiki have been amazing. They've opened my eyes to so many things that in the past I would have called myself skeptical about. And I know that there are some people out there who are not, don't have all the integrity that we would like, but there are many people who do have the ability to connect with your animals, communicate with your animals, and pet psychics who can actually get information from your pets. Okay. I practice something completely different, and we'll talk about that in a second too. So what does a pet psychic do? And why can't they help us actually? Why right now, after I've hired my pet psychic, didn't it work? Why didn't it work, and why didn't my dog come home? It's not that it didn't work, because pet psychics and animal communicators, what they do is connect with your animal and they receive information. And the information that you want is, my dog is in a house with red bricks and a white fence on a street named after a fruit. I mean, we're looking for really specific information, and our animals are not all animals would be willing to give that, because they're on this journey and they don't think like that. So our animals think in pictures, and they think from their own perspective. So think of a dog. A dog's not going to say, I'm at a house with red bricks and a white picket fence. A dog's going to go, I'm at a house with green grass and I see dog poop in the yard and there's a few sticks and I think I smell a cat. Because their perspective is different than ours. So they're not going to be able to share that exact information that you're hoping your pet psychic is going to be able to give you. All right, so if that's the case, then what do you do? I know that the person and the dog who I'm doing this for, the dog's name is Einstein, and somebody laughed at that, right? Yeah, the white picket fence, and what they see is the grass. I've said that about Jack, my Jack. We go for a walk in the morning, and I say, Jack, you got to look at this beautiful sunrise. And he says, Mom, you got to smell this really awesome grass. So we have very different perspectives. All right, so where was I going with that? This is for Einstein. So Einstein, wherever you are, we're going to tap in, all of us on this. By the end of this live stream, we are going to do a little meditation together really quick. I know people don't like the word meditation. We are going to say a few words together and open our minds and hearts to help Einstein come home. All right, so what do I do with Reiki? Reiki is a little bit different. I have used Reiki very recently, as I mentioned, from my friend in Costa Rica to help her dog come home. It was actually a combination of her energetic work, my Reiki, an animal communicator, all that kind of stuff went into helping the dog in Costa Rica come home. And in the end, all these coincidences had to happen in order for that dog to make it home, because she was 30 miles from home. Neither here nor there. I just want to give you hope that there are either, number one, people who will take care of your animal as I took care of Winston, or number two, that they will find the path home if their journey is meant to find that path home. So Reiki, what I do is, Reiki is energetically and spiritually connecting with an animal. So we're connecting soul to soul, heart to heart. And in my mind, sometimes I have conversations, I use words and I say things, but mostly it's about the feeling. It's about an energetic feeling and opening my heart and inviting them into the space. And when I do that, I remind animals that they are loved, that they are, that we want them back, and okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. There's so many things that I won't share. I won't share guilt. I won't share grief. I won't share sadness. I won't share pity. Let all the negative emotions, just let them float away and only focus on the positive. I focus on safety and love and compassion and home, and imagine yourself holding them. And that is how I encourage them to return home from their journey. So what we do is, I'm just looking at my notes real quick to make sure I got everything, is that I invite them, I let them know they're safe, and I ask them to find the path home, and I open myself to Spirit and ask Spirit to guide them home if that is their journey. And if it is not their journey, I pray for their safety, I pray for their well-being, and I pray that their life unfolds beautifully the way that it's meant to unfold. So that's what I want to do with you guys right now. One other thing I do is thank them. I always, always, always express gratitude. I thank them for the time they've spent with us, for the love they've given to us, and I let them know that we want them back in our home so very, very badly. And sometimes it doesn't happen, but I trust that God, the universe, Spirit, Allah, Buddha, Krishna, it doesn't matter what you call it. I trust that our animal companions are always taken care of. Okay, so let's do this. I mentioned Winston, so I think we got all that. If you would join me now, I'm going to always the positives. Right, I don't accept negativity. And it's not that I don't accept negativity. I just release it. We all have those moments when the negative thoughts pop into our minds, and I just release it. And sometimes, if this helps, sometimes I imagine that the negative thoughts that come into my mind are just a small child that needs to be comforted. And I remind them that it's okay. It's all good. We focus on the positive in this heart. All right, so, one more comment. Oh, I just missed it. It's hard to, let me see if I can go back. No, I can't. All right, so I had just seen a comment about a bond and that you can feel it, right? So if you can feel it, that's the most important thing, that you can feel it. All right, so for all of you joining me now, if you would do me a favor, what we're gonna do, it's just gonna be a minute or two. We're gonna hold our hand over our hearts, and I'm just gonna lead you. Close your eyes, if you can. If you're driving, clearly don't do that. But it doesn't mean you can't open your heart. So what I'm gonna do is just ask you to close your eyes, hold your hands over your heart. I just always go like this, and I got Winston in here too. Winston is with us, because you guys know that I'm like all about the Rainbow Bridge, and that animals don't actually ever leave us. I know that's a conversation for another time, but they don't ever actually fully leave us. They just transition into a different form of energy. But okay, here we go. Just taking a deep breath or two. We're doing this very, very special one for Einstein. And on your next in-breath, imagine that there's a beautiful warm light shining right above your head. Pull it right into your head, because that beautiful warm light is going to release all the negative thoughts. It's going to quiet all the monkey chatter. It's going to let everything in our brain that normally swirls all around, it's going to let that quiet. Oh, it feels so good to quiet our mind. And on your next in-breath, I want you to pull that warmth one more time, a little deeper, right into your heart space. And take a breath or two and let that warm love, peace, and compassion swirl around in your heart. You can feel it. Your heart is one of the strongest energetic centers of your entire being. Let it swell right now. Let it fill completely with love. And in this space, all of us here right now at this minute, welcome Einstein. Einstein, you precious little pup, we love you. We're praying for your safety. We want you to know how much we miss you and want you home. We pray that you can find the path back home, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, let everything align so that the right people, the right circumstances, the right resources, everything falls into place to bring you back home. We thank you so much for all the love you've ever shared with us. Right now, across all time, across all space, across all geography, we send out our love to you. We honor that you are on a journey that's all your own. Wherever that journey may lead you, we pray that you are safe and loved and well cared for. The door to your home is open to you. We share this love, we share this gratitude, we share this space. It's just for you that we're holding this space. And thank you for joining us here, even now, just in a space of energy and spirit. Thank you for being with us and for filling our hearts with love. And on your next in-breath, whenever you're ready, and you can stay here for as long as you like. If you'd like to keep staying in this space, go right ahead. But I'm going to open my eyes and you can join me too. Just got a message that Facebook is not responding. So I might have broken the internet. Just in case it's still going. All right, guys. I'm not sure that this is still going, but I think that all of our energy together, if this is still going, our energy together probably broke the internet. But okay. Guys, I love you so much. Thank you for allowing me to share this time with you, and I will talk to you all again soon. Bye. Oh dear.